Thank you so much for getting me to 400 subs.
Hey, what it do? I'm Jiggy the Poo. I got a crew, Band of the Poo. You know how we do. We wipe out scrubs. We get the dubs. We get the ladies' hugs.
What's up, Band of the Poo? What it do? Welcome back to another episode of What It Do, the story of Jiggy the Poo. Episode 6. Can you believe that we're actually on episode 6? Man, time is flying by. Folks, thank y'all so much for checking out all the episodes and coming back for more. You folks are really enjoying this, and guess what? I'm enjoying doing it. Oh yeah, I enjoy doing it. So if you're at the title, guess what we're talking about today on episode 6. We are actually going to talk about the rise and fall of Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's right. Ooh, feeling good, feeling great. Let's go ahead and do this. So basically, I have got all my videos ready to go. You know, either the videos were going to be 80s stuff or videos are going to be videos that I created with me in it, my voice, or music that I made. You know, everything Jiggy the Poo is going to be about Jiggy the Poo and retro. So we're past that. I needed a game. That's right. I needed a game to stream. And, you know, talking to some of the vets, who are streamers, they said, Jiggy, you need to pick one game. Pick one game that people can find you on. Know that you're streaming that one game and you can build a community off of that game. So that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. And that game was Star Wars Battlefront 2. Folks, I enjoyed Star Wars Battlefront 2. I enjoyed streaming Star Wars Battlefront 2. I really, really enjoyed it, folks. I even got partnered off of Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's all I streamed. That and Friday 13th. But I mostly built my channel on Star Wars Battlefront 2. Hell, I even met Beans through Star Wars Battlefront 2 and several other community members through Star Wars Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 made this channel. But there was good times with Battlefront 2 and then there was bad times, people. Okay, and we're going to talk about both. So some of the good times with Battlefront 2 was when we streamed, we started off low with numbers. The numbers were low. We had about 10 people? About 10 people in here? Within a couple of weeks of streaming Battlefront 2, because it was released around the same time as Star Wars The Force Awakens was released. So, there was a lot of Star Wars hype going on at that time. People were looking for Star Wars streamers to fulfill that Star Wars need, if you know what I'm saying. And I was there to give that, to feed that need, if you know what I'm saying. We started off very low, around under 10 people a stream, but within 2 weeks, we were already in the 20s and 30s of doing, of growing with Star Wars. So the whole week only game I would stream was Star Wars Battlefront 2. So I built a community off of that game and it was very fun streaming that game. Basically, the Band of the Poo, we would never lose a match. We barely lost any matches. Maybe like one loss a night. We would play that game from start to finish, man, and just win the whole time. The whole night, all you would hear is the dub song. We just got the dub. Show the enemy no love. Hit them with the dub. That was going on the whole night. I really thought I was building an awesome community streaming Star Wars Battlefront 2. There was a lot of people coming through and we started to grow very, very fast. Hell, by the end of like 3 or 4 months of streaming Battlefront 2, I ended up getting partnered off of that game. So, some of the bad that happened, and let's get into the bad, people. Because we all know the good times. Good times are going to be always good times. Here's the fall of Battlefront 2 on my channel. So there was an announcement that was done, and a certain streamer, let's just say a certain streamer, because I'm not calling out anybody. A certain streamer wanted to start streaming mornings and nights. And these are one of the channels that I hung out in a lot. Call it networking. So that streamer decided to stream at night. And that streamer has every right to stream whenever they want to stream, people. You can stream as a streamer whenever you feel like it. It is your right, it's your prerogative to stream whenever you feel like it, regardless if you think you're friends or not. So the streamer decided to stream 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you know, that's the same time that I stream. So when it was time for me to start my stream, and this is tough for me to talk about. Imagine being used to going live with 30 to 40 people, and then by the time the stream ends, you're in the 60s and 70s. By the time my stream started, like 20 minutes into the stream, I only had like 8 to 9 people. By the time the stream ended, I had about 12 people. And folks, I'm not gonna sit here and act all tough and like it didn't hurt. It really hurt. It didn't hurt so much as I only had 12 viewers. What really hurt was I thought I had a community, but it wasn't my community. It wasn't my community. If somebody else can go live at the same time you go live and they're not in your stream and they're in their preferred streamer's stream, that's not your community. And that was a tough pill for me to swallow. That wasn't my community. It wasn't my community. It wasn't mine. It wasn't mine. So after I talked to Big Bad Worm at the end of the night, because man, I ain't gonna lie, I was depressed. I was hurt. Like, damn, man. I said it just makes no sense, but it made perfect sense when you start thinking about it. We talked, and he said, Jiggy, what you gonna do? I said, I got no choice, man. I got no choice. I'm gonna stop streaming Battlefront 2, man. He was like, wow, really? I said, yeah. I said, I got to build my own. I have to build my own community. I got to show what I can do and build my community from ground up. So I decided to go ahead and scratch Battlefront 2 and get rid of it and stop streaming it. After 6 months of streaming Battlefront 2, I stopped streaming it. I picked up Rainbow Six Siege and started doing Rainbow Six Siege. Now, since I was new to Rainbow Six Siege, ain't nobody was watching me. So again, I started off with less than 10 people. But within 2-3 weeks, I started growing. And by the end of the month, I was in the 20s and 30s streaming Rainbow Six Siege. But that didn't stop the Star Wars, folks. See, the streamer that started streaming at night only streamed Star Wars Battlefront 2 for about a week. And he stopped streaming it. So guess what? They were in my DMs and my Xbox messages. Jiggy, when you gonna stream Star Wars Battlefront 2, man? You've been on Rainbow Six Siege, man, for a long time, man. It's time for you to get back on Star Wars Battlefront 2, man. You built your community off of Battlefront 2, man. It's time for you to get back to Battlefront 2, man. And I'm like, fuck no, it ain't time for me to get back on Battlefront 2. And that's what I was thinking when I was reading these DMs. I'm like, these people, man, y'all got some big balls, man. And I'm like, really? I'm like, where were you guys 2-3 weeks ago when I streamed that game and I only had 9 people in here? Most of them were my mods, and only about 2 or 3 faithful Band of the Poo members. Where were y'all? Oh, I know where you were, but we're not gonna go into that anymore. I already said that. So I was constantly getting DMs and Xbox messages, and I'm sitting here like, okay, let me go ahead and do a web show so I can make my stance clear, crystal clear, about how I feel about Battlefront 2 and me streaming it and Battlefront being featured on my channel. And again, there's nothing wrong with Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 is a good game. I like Battlefront 2. I was happy that they still support Battlefront 2. But here's the deal. I started a web show, and you know, most folks know I don't do web shows because I could really go off the rails on web shows and really start telling how I feel. And you don't want to do that on web shows all the time, you know what I mean? I did a web show, and I was telling folks on the web show, man, I was like, look, I was faithful to you folks at night, streaming the game for about 6 months, all the time. You know, that's all y'all wanted to play was Battlefront 2, so I made sure to give y'all a place and space to stream. I mean to play Star Wars Battlefront 2. And when I needed y'all wasn't there, but that's okay. That's okay, because you know, that wasn't my community. That's what I was thinking. But I told them y'all went somewhere else, and y'all wasn't here. So I have to rebuild. I have to do what's best for my channel and rebuild the channel. Especially if I see it that you folks can just bounce anytime. I can't run a channel like that. I need to build a channel that is for me. And that's why, you know, networking is such a hit and miss. You know, it's a hit and miss. Because if it can happen to me, folks, it can happen to you. Especially if you're a streamer or aspiring streamer. It can happen to you too. You know, it's like you put all your work in and you're building a community, but folks, if this community is from another community that you hang out in, that's not your community. Trust me, it's not your community. You know, networking to get your name out is real cool and everything, but make sure that you don't spend every day, all day in people's communities, man. Build your own community. Build your own. Build your own name. So when other people go live that you hang out in, you'll still have your own community hanging out with you, and not you sitting there streaming with your bots and your mods and 1 or 2 faithful Band of the Poo members. But folks, it wasn't a gripe, and it wasn't me bitching about what happened. What happened needed to happen. It needed to happen so I can grow as a streamer. And it taught me a big lesson. It taught me a major lesson, folks. And that lesson was, Jiggy, stop spending all day, every single minute, every single hour in all these people channels. Focus on building your own. Focus on growing your own. And I'm glad, and I'm telling you folks from the bottom of my heart, I'm glad that it happened so I can have it as an early lesson, so I wouldn't have to go through it and wear through it later and then have it cut me even deeper than what it did.